Hey y'all, it's your girl Rye.
And your girl Mel. And welcome to the Wildly Untamed Podcast. All right, y'all. So today's our third episode.
Yes. Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Welcome back. We're excited. Today we're going to be talking about college experiences.
Yes. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. So as you guys know, we usually start with a wild card. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the wild card for us today. Are you ready? Because you're going first.
All
right. What fictional character do you have beef with?
Oh, God. I was dreading this question. I would say that I have beef with, the Joker.
Okay. Tell me about that. Give me some tea. Why you wanna go hands to hands with the Joker?
Because he just thinks he's so smart and everything. I mean, he
Not
was.
You hating on his brain.
But no, he was smart, or he is smart. But the whole smiling and the creepy look on his
I'm about to say
face.
you don't like happy people?
No, I just don't like the creepy look and everything.
Yeah,
it's
definitely scary.
Yeah.
He terrorizes people too.
Yeah, and that's
just
just I'm not with it.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
You know who I have beef with? The teddy bear of Toy Story 3. You are absolutely wrong for that. Okay? You was gonna kill my childhood. Are you That was one of the only movies where I cried. Not cry, I don't cry. You know I'm a G. I'm just playing. Okay. But I was like, he is really wrong for that. He really about to kill everybody. And that was the only animation movie where I was like, he really is evil. Killing all the toys from my childhood? Are you crazy? So if I had to go toe to toe with a teddy bear,
it would be him.
It would be him. What's up? That was a silly question.
That was.
Okay. I like random questions. Okay, so now we are going to dive into our topic, which is our college experiences. So I thought it would be cool for us to talk about some unpopular opinions or some common unpopular opinions about college. Okay, so the first one says college is a scam. Ooh. Okay, so what do you feel about that?
That's 100% true.
Okay, so tell me why.
Because, people, unless you're financially, set and everything, or you come from a good background.
Right.
Other than that, you're depending on financial aid, or you're taking out loans.
Exactly.
Either federal or private. And then you end up with so much debt afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So what makes it a scam? Do you think it's overpriced? What a part of it makes it why are we having to pay this much to be in this building?
Yeah, because some of the stuff is okay, they're adding all kinds of fees. Yeah. Fees that half of the time you're not even in whatever room it is. Rec fee, then, you using the computer fee.
Miscellaneous fees. Yeah. What's a miscellaneous?
Exactly.
What is that?
It's just random fees, and sometimes it's what, sir? I got nothing to do with it.
Just taxing everything.
Exactly.
At this point, charge me for breathing. Charge me for using my pencil on your desk. At this point.
Yeah, so it's just the fact of that, and obviously the fact that they're higher education is gonna take you places in life.
Yeah, you're diving into the second one. The second one is college is necessary to be successful.
Which I don't think is true. There's a lot of people that I've met that are successful and they don't have a college degree.
Yes, I honestly agree. I feel like if what you want to do does not require school, to me, you good. Why are you going to school for? But I know sometimes it's parental expectations.
Yep.
Or maybe all of my family went to college, so I feel like I have to go to college. I feel like if whatever you want to do out of your life, if it does not require college, why are we getting in debt?
Exactly. Because I met people personally that either went and got an associate's or a certificate.
Yeah.
And they probably make the same amount that I probably make at this point. But they don't have a degree. They don't got racked up debt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, great. You have a bachelor's. Okay, great. But the thing is, they also promise you you're going to make so much money coming out. You're going to have a job.
Yes, and that goes into our third one. Look at her. Okay, so our third one says you can get a job after you graduate, or a job in that field after you graduate.
Lies. Lies. 100% lies.
Yes. It's really hard. Like, luckily, I guess I was in the field, but not actually really in the field. Not honestly, no. Yeah, after I graduated, I was a psychology major, by the way. After I graduated, I worked at a school. That don't got nothing to do with no psychology. So yeah, I definitely understand that. And what about you about that? Do you feel like it's easy to get a job, or how was that journey like for you, I guess?
No, it was not. And you can imagine I was like a bachelor's in public health, which is supposed to open different doors, you know, and that's why I chose it initially.
Yeah.
And no.
It did not happen.
Yeah, it did not happen. Obviously, we're going to talk about our college experiences.
Yes, you're about to dive into that for
sure. So right now it's just a little snippet, but no, it doesn't get you right away into the job that you want to work in.
Yes. That's so true. So we just went over some unpopular opinions, but as you know, we both did go to college, and I guess for us, the fields that we weren't into was kind of like a we have to go kind of thing, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our discussion on college experiences. So my first question is for you to rate your college experience 1 through 10 and why. So 1 being like, oh my god, it was trash, like get me the heck up out of here, and number 10 was like, this was the best, most amazing experience in my life.
So funny thing is, my college experience kind of was all over the place.
Okay, tell us. Let us indulge in this.
I actually didn't go to college right away.
Okay.
I went to a community college.
Okay.
Yes. And that's another part, you know, where they tell you a scam that you have to go into college. You can actually do your prereqs.
And there's nothing wrong with doing your prereqs
at a community college. Yeah. You save money and it's just faster for you to transfer.
Yes, for sure.
So I went, my experience, I would say rating it at a community college was like a 4.
So what made the community college a 4?
Because, you know, you still living at home.
Okay.
So obviously, like, I was working like 2-3 jobs.
Oh, you was hustling.
Yeah, because I was paying for my classes. But obviously still having to work, it gave me, I guess, like, I still had a good time.
Yeah.
But I was still like, okay, it's cool and all, but I'm just getting my basics done.
Were you experiencing FOMO too? Because a lot of your friends went to colleges and stuff?
Yeah, I would say that because a lot of my friends weren't here. So, and they were like enjoying life, like, oh, I'm in college.
Snapchat, everybody's turning up, everybody at the parties. Like,
yeah. But once I transfer, right, and I went to Sam, obviously the experience the first time. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole record thing, right?
Oh, yes, you did. Was the first time.
Yeah. The first time I would say I give it like maybe a 6.
Okay.
So not too bad. You know, you get to experience.
It's coming up a little bit.
Yeah. Then I left. Then I went to U of H.
Okay. How was U of H?
Oh.
That
was a 4.
No, U of H, poor ratings.
Well, my experience was I had a lot going on, and I kind of like
life was life.
Yeah, really. Then when I went back to Sam, that was a 10.
Okay, so what made it a 10?
A 10, I think, like the second time going back, I was more active. So I was more active in school activities. I was more involved. Like I was going out of my comfort zone, and I also like have roommates. Just enjoying the aspect of things and going out, and then obviously getting into a sorority, all of that, which is, it just made it so much memorable.
Okay, period. I love it. For me, I would give it like a 6.5, 7.
Oh, why?
Is it really that bad? I would say it was an average experience, only because my experience in college, I had a lot of fun moments, with my org and all that. But outside of that, I feel like personally, I was battling a lot. Like, I had low self-esteem. I low-key was depressed for a little bit. I didn't feel like I was being my full self. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. But thinking back, I was like, nah, I had gained a whole bunch of weight and stuff like that. Like, I had, not the freshman 10, I was giving freshman 45. So, but I didn't, I wasn't just fully enjoying myself or being at social. I remember having a lot of social anxiety. Like the only people that I was like outspoken to were people that I got to know over time, or just the people in my ward. But walking around campus, I was just like headphones in. I don't want to talk to nobody. I feel insecure. Don't look at me. Walking with my little backpack to class and stuff like that. So if I were more of who I am now, like this person where I'm not as shy anymore, I still get a little anxious. I don't like being around a bunch of people, but I kind of like just be myself. I feel like that would have made my ratings higher, as well as getting involved in different things and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was my rating for that. So are you ready for the next question? Do you want to read it? Or you want me
let me see. Okay.
All right. Let's see what this next question is gonna be.
Okay. So the next question is, what was the wildest thing you did in college?
I gotta go first.
Yes.
You go first.
No, you gotta go.
So if some of y'all know me, well, I don't know y'all know me. Okay. So when I went to college, let's backtrack. My childhood was very structured, okay, and it was very. I didn't go out and get to do a lot of things as far as like partying, turning up, like wild stuff. So when it was time for me to go to college, I was like, you know what? I'm about to go on my partying. I'm about to do whatever I want to do. I'm about to have fun, right? So
she said she's gonna be wild. Then
I was ready to be outside. Okay, so what had happened, and it's not even that wild, because we out here gonna be like, really? But for me, it was really wild because
something she didn't experience before.
Yeah. So I remember me and one of our mutual friends, we were freshmen, right? And at this time, we were like, getting to know different people and stuff like that. We were getting to know some higher, seniors, juniors, and stuff like that, right? So with your friend, she was like inviting me to go with her to a friend's house that she met, right? So we went to the apartment. And guys, when I tell you I'm very sheltered in the goody two shoes, I'm very sheltered in the goody two shoes, okay?
Okay.
So we went to the apartment and I saw this thing that looked, was pretty big. It was something that you use like a bong, is that what it's called?
Yeah, you can. Some people say bong.
I think that's what it's called. If I don't know, and see, look, I don't know. So it's something that you can smoke with.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had, some leafy greens, some Mary J there, right? And I had never smoked it before in my life. And they were like, you want to hit? And I was like, you know what? I flashed back to my childhood of being a rigid, very safe person. I said, you know what? I am going to take this risk right now. So
she's so dramatic.
Of course, it is. So I'm like, of course, let me hit that, right? And our new mutual friend, she's like, no, don't do it. And I was like, girl, get out my face. So I smoked it and I just started joking so bad. It was so embarrassing. But that literally was the wildest thing that I did, because after that I joined like a Christian organization. I was just a goody person, didn't party or nothing like that. So that was my wildest story.
So did you feel like ashamed?
Absolutely not.
For doing it?
I was in my rebel era, okay? For a good 6 weeks of college.
She said first 6 weeks, no, after that was done.
Yeah, first 6 weeks, and then after that, I was no longer in it. So that was literally my wildest thing. I feel like there's way more wilder things out there, because people were like smoking and stuff like in high school.
Yeah.
But for me, that was pretty wild, because it was my first time. I just thought I was just doing, what I need to do. What your turn?
I would say, obviously I feel like a lot of people have more wild stories, obviously, when they went to college. I never really got into the whole drugs thing, or I tried it, but then yeah, I was like, it's whatever. But I guess like for me, it was more like I got into the party scene really hard.
Oh, she was saying it.
Yeah,
she was saying it.
Yeah. Like I think me going back, I would say like we were like drinking. We went to this party. Yeah, we went to this party, and I think I like blacked out. Yes.
Blacked out?
Yes, I blacked out. But girl, I think like on that first night, I made up with a older dude, and God, it was.
Lord.
And then from what I remember, they told me I was dancing in the dancing pole.
Okay, period. I had a dancing pole moment as well.
Yes.
Shenanigans?
Yes.
Yeah.
And nasty is what we like to call it, but Lord, I was just like, dang, you talk about loose. Yeah, I was just like, But I was like, oh my God. And I think that was like the first of many, many nights of many other stories.
Ooh,
you know?
Okay, so this girl was outside.
I was
outside. The choir. She was turning up. Okay. Okay, so let's see what the next question. Do you think college was worth it?
I say yes and no.
Okay, give me some yeses. Reasons
I
for
say
your yeses and reasons for your no.
Okay, I say yes because the whole aspect of like maybe you're trying to do it for yourself of like I got an education, or you may be first gen.
Yeah.
I was first gen, but and it also like brings you outside your shelter of like who you are as a person.
Right.
You know, because if you don't go to college and you work and you do this, sometimes I feel like people are delayed on like figuring out who they are.
Yeah.
And I feel like college helps mold
who you are as a person.
Yeah, who you are, who you want to be, who you want to become, and the type of friendships that you choose along the way.
Yeah.
I say no when it comes to the aspect of like people thinking that it's an easy life, like coming out of it, like financially and stability and job wise, because they paint this whole picture when you can easily go different routes,
right,
to make a lucrative, lucrative job or career out of it. But a lot of people are just kind of like, go to college. It's gonna be the best way out.
Like, that's literally like, as soon as you get to high school, that's what they're using. If you want to get into college, you got to do this. If you want to get into college, it wasn't like, these are the skills to get a good career. This is how to look for a job. This is how to make a resume.
Exactly.
Everything was just strictly like college. Mm-hmm. Especially where we grew up at, where we went to school at. That was the norm. If you weren't going to college, it was like, what are you doing? Or it was celebrated. That was the most celebrated. Like, remember at the end of the graduation, if you got into a college, stand up, clap your hands. That's kind of messed up. That's like,
it is.
Like, I picking the people who didn't get into college or not choosing that way with their life, which is okay. You know?
Because I met people that even like they became like a PT or OT. That only takes like 2 years.
Yeah.
And some of them make 6 figures.
Right.
You know,
what you gotta do.
Yeah. And you don't have to earn a 4-year degree. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just one of those things that it's kind of like, I just wasted all this time. And I'm gonna make like this much money. Like, where that though?
That's why for me, for me to answer that question, I would say, I said, was college worth it, right? What was the question? Y'all done forgot my question that quick. So was college worth it? I would say for me, yes, because in order for me to be in the career that I am in, I had to do it. Like, there is no other way for me to do what I do. I could have came like a, a life coach or something like that, because that is similar. But for me to have the type of license that I have, it had to be something that I did. So it is worth it in that aspect, right? Mm-hmm. But it being worth kind of like the other struggles that I went through, I don't know about that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was worth it because I had to do it to become, to get in the career field that I am. Like, to get a license, that's literally a requirement.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that would be the reason as to why it was worth it for me.
Okay.
All right. So you want to ask the next question?
Yeah. So do you have any regrets?
Any regrets? Any regrets? I would say one of my bigger regrets was not doing more, or not participating more, or not allowing myself to be open to more things. When I was in college, I really was only in one organization, and it was so much fun. I was like one of the leaders. I kind of worked my way up to being president of this org. But I really wish I opened myself to other things as well, like the like BSA, the Black Student, the BSU, the Black Student Union, and all that. And like just being more open and making more friends and stuff like that. I was very closed off, like, for real. If you weren't somebody that I knew out of that org, or like somebody I had, and if you have a specific major, you always end up in the same class with the same people. If you weren't one of those people, I just didn't try to even get to meet you or know you or anything like that. So I think that made my college experience not boring in a way, but it wasn't like as fun as it could have been. Like, I wish I did more things. Like you said, like you were partying and stuff like that. I did not start doing that until I moved to San Antonio. I got all that out. That's why I say I'm low-key a late bloomer when it comes to like having fun, my social life, going outside and stuff like that. I was late to it because I didn't do none of that the whole 4 years of college. And people are just like constantly turning up. I was not doing that at all. So when I got out of college, I was like, I'm ready to be outside. When I moved to San Antonio, I was wilding, okay? Mm-hmm. But that would be my regret, not socially wise.
Yeah.
Not like branching out, growing more into who I am, but I kind of like shied away. And like, you know, it was just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm having a good time with these people, but I didn't try to explore anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
I would say for me, the whole constant look of moving around. If I just sit my ass down somewhere, maybe, you know, I wouldn't have done so much like I did. Not that I regret my college experience at the end. Yeah. Because I got to meet the people that are in my life today or a part of the org.
Right.
But at the same time, it's kind of like not knowing and the lack of like not knowing about, you know, tuition and financial aid,
being educated
on those things. I think it really like did harm me in the long run. So I always advise people like make sure like you look into other stuff first,
for real,
and let that be your last option or resort to anything. But I would say that's the only thing that I regret is just not knowing more. And just like moving around, because obviously some things like hit a little harder than others. But overall, like I would say, like at the end, it was worth it.
Yeah. And you kind of took different aspects and became who you are, and kind of learned some things, which delves into our next question. What is a life lesson or something that you learned that you take with you, like on a daily or just with life, that you got from your college experience?
God,
what is something?
I would say something is like you have to be patient. I'm very impatient. I think I realized that I'm patient with certain things, but other things I'm really impatient. I think when it comes to my career choices and my education, I tend to get a little bit anxious. Especially if it's not a clear picture. So for me, it's kind of like, you know, doors will open on its own time. And if you want something or just take a different approach, but obviously you got to look at it in the long run, right? You can't look at it in the moment, because a lot of things, you look at it in the moment and then they affect you in the long term, right? So that's what I said. I just sometimes need to sit my ass down and just be like, chill out, bro.
Like, girl, it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Stop trying to jump at something, right? And try to make it come quicker than what it's supposed to do. I told you about the crock pot method, right?
Yes.
I love that. The crock pot instead of the microwave, like knowing if you like cook it too fast, it's not gonna be perfect, but if you just let it happen in the crock pot and let everything just suck in, it's gonna be so much more enjoyable. So that's how you should view, like, when you're like, oh, I want to be patient, but it's like, dang, I want everything to be right. I want everything to just sit, settle.
Yeah, and just align, and you just kind of like, I'm getting old. Girl, I'm always gonna say this. I'm just like, ugh.
You're right where you're supposed to be, and you're gonna keep figuring it out one step at a time, right? And you're gonna be patient, and then once you get to where you want to be at or where you need to be at, you're gonna look at it and be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why I had to wait for this. That makes sense. It will all connect, and it will make sense. Sometimes when we're in the middle of it, it doesn't make sense. It's like, what is happening here? But at the end, when it all comes together, you'll be like, I guess I needed to learn patience, or I need to learn this, or I need to learn that during those times. So every day, just see what you can soak in the moment.
I know, and I always be saying patient is virtue, but look at me with my
virtue.
I am practicing what I'm preaching, so
it be like
I'm
that.
Just like, ooh,
for real.
So what about you?
Okay, so for me, life lesson, I had to learn how to be confident in my decision making. right? And to learn how to make my own decisions. Because growing up, it will always be like, let me ask my parents, let me ask my mom, let me ask this,
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I did not know how to figure out anything for myself. So it take me, like, the story is I wanted to drop a class because I had a professor. I did not understand what the heck they was talking about. And I've never dropped a class before because, you know, you lose money.
Yes.
If you drop the class, because I had chose to drop a class at the time where it was too late to get your money back.
Yeah, the refund and all
that.
So
my mom was like, you ain't dropping a class because that's money, da-da-da-da-da. But I was like, I had to make that decision for myself no matter how mad, you know, they was going to have to be. I had to learn how to just do whatever I needed to do or what I felt right was for me. I dropped the class, right? Tell me why when I took it the next time, it was way better. And I ended up building a rapport with that professor. And he was the one that wrote my recommendation letter. He was the department head, too. He was the one that wrote my recommendation letter in order for me to get into grad school. So if I would not have made that choice, that would not have aligned, you know?
Exactly.
For me to be able to get that letter from the top person in the whole psych department in order for me to get into grad school with ease, you know?
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, I did need to follow. God is talking to me too. He's not just talking to the people that are over me too, you know? Or I'm capable of making decisions.
I can agree with that. I think that another thing I would take is also like I had to make my own decisions, which is... It's always been a struggle for me because obviously it's like, oh, what do you think? Do you think this is going to be best? Like, no, Melissa, what do you think is going to be best for you?
Exactly.
Like, bro, like, what do you need in order to get to where you want to be?
Exactly.
Whether it's like staying put, whether it's going back, whether it's doing this, but you need to make a decision.
Exactly.
And I think it's like too many people talking in your ear sometimes. It's kind of like...
maybe you second guess yourself.
Yes.
Or you don't want to... disappoint anybody, or if you make a decision and don't work out how you want, you won't be like, I told you so.
Yeah. or you beat yourself up and be like, I shouldn't have taken that path. I shouldn't have listened to so and so, you know. And then you just kind of like beating yourself up at that point and just like, no, if you just stick to what you want and you're sure of what you want, and like you said, just having that confidence to just decide.
Yes, just make a decision.
Don't be indecisive ass.
I'm still indecisive at stuff.
It's the same.
I'm still dealing with it, but I felt like I had to practice that in college. Like doing that was where I had learned that I'm capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So right now I know I'm capable. It's just I have to actively make the choice to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can agree.
Yeah. So although there are some unpopular opinions about school, about college, I feel like we were able to get some good things out of it that kind of outweighed the cons. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah. So that was our take on college experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to share your college experience with us or answer any of the questions we talked about, the regrets, or maybe even sharing some of your unpopular opinions, feel free to do that in the comments below. But yes, I enjoyed that. How'd you feel about that conversation?
Oh, no. Yeah, I always agree. Like, I think having that conversation about it and taking other people's take, you know, on it, it's always good to know about it. Especially from other people's perspective that I met where they were like, oh, yeah, did you know you could become this without having to do this?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, wow, like, I didn't know that, you know? It's just the expectations that people just put out to be in this world. But, like you mentioned, like just depending on the career you choose, sometimes it is necessary for you to like get a bachelor's or a master's. It just really depends on your career path. So yeah, we would love to hear from you guys more. Yes. Now we're just gonna spin the sassy wheel.
Is it time to spin the sassy wheel? Oh snap! Am I getting to spin it this time? Who's spinning it, girl?
No, you can spin it.
Okay,
you got it. As I drink my coffee.
Let's see.
What we got?
Girl, I gotta pick it up because I can't see. Accountability.
Ooh. Okay.
Now we gotta do a podcast on accountability. Okay. All right. So that may be a juicy one, y'all. We're gonna be talking about that. That's a deep topic. So thank you guys for tuning in and look out for our next episode on accountability.
Yes.
Besos.